The ultra wealthy of this world have the same time of day that we do. The difference is that they don't let fear run their life. I am not speaking as an expert on not letting fear run your life. As a matter of fact, I've been sitting in my car for the last hour trying to hit the record button to make this video. So I want to come from a place of understanding and as a meat sack with the same problems that probably you are having as well. So I'm speaking to us both. I have made notes on my phone to keep me on track. I look at people like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Elon Musk, and politics aside, even the ultra successful entrepreneurs like Cody Sanchez that you see on YouTube, they all have the same time. The difference is they don't let fear dictate what they do. They are successful because they know they can be successful. The difference is that they've truly learned to act when fear shows up. They use fear as a motivator and a tool instead of a hindrance. And I'm learning some things through therapy and through other mentors that I really want to share here. Fear of the unknown is a big thing. And for myself in particular, true success is still unknown. So fear is driving my inability to push forward because I think I'm scared of what that looks like. I'm scared of success. And as stupid as that sounds, I think it's true. We're scared of the unknown, and being ultra successful or being successful in general is a new feeling. And so our bodies and our brain, I think, are treating, mine especially, is treating success as a danger because it's unknown. And I am here to document how I'm pushing through that fact. Understanding the fear of failure, I think is the biggest, because I sat here struggling for an hour to hit record because I was afraid I wouldn't know what to say, and I still don't know what to say, but damn it, here I am. Through therapy, I've learned that the fear of failure truly isn't a fear of failure. In my case, it's a fear of judgment. It's a fear of being embarrassed, a fear of feeling ashamed for wanting to try. So instead of actually doing it, for the last 3 years, I've researched, I've planned, I've bought the equipment, I've returned equipment, I've bought new equipment as new equipment has come out. I've done everything except starting. And I suspect that's probably you as well. At its absolute core, the fear of failure is doubt in yourself. And if you doubt yourself and you don't trust yourself, how is anybody else in the world going to trust you? I'm learning to trust myself, and you can trust me because I've been there, I've been through it, and I'm currently learning, but I'm not perfect. I'm learning. And I'll be totally honest that today I didn't get out of bed until 10:15. I am a 6 o'clock in the morning person, but this morning my alarm went off and I was terrified. I knew I wanted to do this today, and I was terrified of what work would bring. I was terrified of what, me starting this new business, what issues could come up. And I laid in bed until 10:15 until I forced myself to get up and get out. So don't look, I'm not an expert. I'm learning. Fear is absolutely paralyzing, but I want to try to understand it better to move forward. So, by being in bed and by being afraid and not wanting to step out and grow, we're subconsciously trying to keep ourselves safe, but we're squandering any opportunity of success that we have. If you don't start now, if you don't go start the business, if you don't start writing the book or making the video, you're never going to get there. You're never going to get to where you want to be. And I'm saying that to myself. You're never going to get to where you want to be if you don't just do it. I don't want to be perfect. Perfection is not real. Perfection is always a moving target. When you hit a certain point and you think, I've made it, you'll see something in the distance and you will, crap, all right, well, I'm going to keep striving. Perfection, if you look at perfection, and this has helped me, if you look at perfection as a moving target, and instead of being a destination, being a path, kind of like a trailblazer, That's different. If you're on the road to perfection, it means you're actually doing something. So I'm on the road to perfection. The difference is I understand I will never reach it. I will never reach perfection because perfection is a myth. Perfection doesn't exist. The people out here that are ultra successful, they don't just hit record and record their first take of a video. They do 2 or 3 false starts. I'm trying to truly understand that that is okay and that that's normal. You know, while we tell ourselves, I'm going to do it later. I need to look this up, or my camera's not good enough, or, my hair is jacked up. They're not logical. They're not real. You could start a video on your phone. You can write a book on your phone. There's apps out there to write a book on your cell phone. Those aren't logical reasons. That's fear. That's fear stepping in and trying to keep us safe and keep us comfortable. And let's be totally honest, comfort never built anything meaningful. I'm 34 now, and by the time I'm 36, so a year and a half, my life is not going to be the same. My life is going to be different. I'm not going to be in the same financial position that I am in now because, damn it, I'm going to do it. I am going to be better. Part of the biggest thing that I'm learning through therapy is that I need to reframe failure. Thomas Edison's quote about, he said, I have it written down. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Okay. So if we look at Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, and the 10,000 different ways, and he looks back on that journey to create the working light, he has 10,000 markers on a trail to where he's at. Failure isn't the end of the path. It's not the end of your story. It is just truly the path. Failure is the path to get to where you want to be. If you look at each mistake as a marker or a stepping stone on the path to getting better, to getting to where you want to be, that is truly what's helping me. Is every time something fails or something goes wrong, I say, this step is over. What's the next? Courage is truly not the absence of fear, is one thing that I've definitely learned. Courage is repeatedly proving to your brain that the thing that you're afraid of isn't as dangerous as it thought. You're proving your brain that you're wrong. And I live in a state of being wrong. Here are the things that have helped me on this journey. And I laugh and joke, and I still lay in bed until 10, but I'm a lot different than I was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was still in the research phase, and there's no way in hell I'd be talking to you right now. First is I name the fear. So if I'm afraid to go to, we'll use a trade show. I'm afraid to go to the trade show. I literally have a notebook and I write it out. I'm afraid to go to the trade show. I'm afraid of being judged at the trade show. And so sometimes I will literally say, not today, Satan. Not today. You're not going to get the best of me today. I'm going to do this. I open, write it down, and I give it a name. I tell it no. And then I try to write small action steps to get through it. Number 1, go to the thing. Go to the event. 2, prepare the best you can. And 3, just get through it. Small tasks, small achievable tasks, small things help me get through that fearful moment. Rome wasn't built in a day. They say, first you have to mark the steps. You have to dig the foundation out. You have to move the first stone to the wall. You have to build the first wall. And then you slowly start to build the building. You're not going to get over fear after watching a video. You're not going to get over fear after writing it down one time. I've been doing this practice for 6 months, and today I laid in bed until 10:15. So now, yesterday I was up at 6. The day before that I was up at 6, and I have not been in bed past 10 in probably 2 months. But still, it creeps back. So it's not an overnight fix, not a very quick fix. You're eating an elephant. The only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So growing past this fear of fear is quite painful. Failure is never fun. Failure is never something you look forward to until you reframe it and see it as opportunities of growth. But if you remember when you were a kid and your legs were growing and you'd wake up in the middle of the night in excruciating pain, that was growth. Growth is painful. The Marines say no pain, no gain. And as crappy as that is, it's true. We have to go through hurt. I went through hurt 15 years ago. I caused it, but I went through hurt and trauma 15 years ago, and it caused this debilitating fear. And it's something that I'm trying to go through, something I'm trying to help, and something I'm trying to help other people get through also. So if I can help you, that's awesome. Risk, looking at fear and looking at risk, taking chances is not something to avoid. It's an invitation to grow. Knowing that failure is inevitable and knowing that it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt until one day it won't. But that hurt is the price of becoming who you want to be and who you're meant to be. You have to pay a price. So to conclude, I want to talk about changing our path. So this is where I've written down some pretty heavy notes, and this is what I want to go through line by line. Fear is a liar. Fear creates most of the excuses that we make. Fear kept me from making this channel and making this video. Fear sometimes keeps me in bed in the mornings because I'm paralyzed to face the day. But I'm truly day by day learning to recognize it, and I wish you would as well. I'm learning that failure isn't something to avoid, it's something to use. The analogy and the story that I use for myself, we're all at point A, we want to get to point B. Magically, we are never going to we're never going to move from A to B. We are always going to have to make the journey from A to B. That journey is a path. That journey is a distance. We need steps along the way, and we use failure as those steps. So instead of thinking of failure as failure, think of them as stepping stones. You're laying down one more brick on the path to where you want to be, one more brick to point B. And once you get to point B, damn it, you find point C, you put more bricks down, you move on, you get to point C, and you never freaking stop. So you are not your fear. You do not let it decide your life for you. I am going to go fall on my face repeatedly, and I'm going to continue to lay down steps. I am going to continue to lay down stones to move my life from point A to point B. I'm still not on plan A. I want to be at point B, and I'm going to get there through plan C. Every failure is just a step. I hope you take this to heart, and I'm talking to myself. Thanks for watching. Love you. I'll see you next time. You got this.